So hey, Jemika, what's up with you?
Hi, Javon. I'm good. How and you?
I'm good, I'm good. It's been a while since we last connected, and as you know, I'm doing a follow-up with you because usually after a couple months, we do monthly check-ins. Normally we do check-ins for after we complete the you complete the whole program, we do check-ins once a month, and then we spread it out after maybe once every 3 months, once every 4 months. But it's good to reconnect with you again. What you been up to? Anything new?
Well, I'm in St. Vincent. I'm studying in St. Vincent, the Grenadines. I'm on a little, I wouldn't really say it's a vacation. It's more like a mental health break from work.
Mm, that's good.
Yeah. So I've just been here. Just been enjoying the sun, trying to build up myself. But it's been good. It's been good.
All right. So how long you been over there for?
I've been here since I left mid-December. I didn't plan to stay long. Like it was just like because basically I had a job. Well, my job, I decided to quit my job because it was mentally draining, mentally, physically. And I decided to come home for the Christmas season. And then, when you're just home and you just feel refreshed. And so I made an executive decision not to go back to Canada as yet. So I've just been
Okay,
in
well, I
since.
mean, no, that's good. Canada right now is cold, and I think the mental health break is necessary. And I think
Yeah.
it's important that you identify that and you're taking the steps to take those
Yeah.
necessary, make those necessary, I guess, actions to overcome what you're overcoming.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so I just want to know a little bit about like I guess an overview because you know I want to understand a little bit deeper when you first came to me. What struggles were you dealing with? What challenges were you facing?
When I first came on your services, I remember that's when I was going through like my whole rugby and depression. So I had self-doubts, like my confidence wasn't really there because I had
Hmm.
my injury and I wasn't confident in whether it be like being like from being this fit person going to the gym all the time to now like
Sorry,
eh,
the injury, if I can remember correctly, it was the left leg,
no, it was the right.
the right leg. Okay, right
Yeah.
leg. And what exactly was the injury again? Just
I
remind me.
I bruised my meniscus and I almost tore my
Okay,
MCL, my
right.
medial lateral cartilage.
Mm, Yes, it was a pretty serious injury, I
Yeah.
remember. Mm.
Yeah. So
Oh,
sorry?
yeah, yeah, go ahead. So, yeah, so
Yeah, so
yeah, you had
I
your
went from,
injury.
being this confident athlete, confident in everything I do, mentally, physically, to
Mhm,
just getting an injury, doubting myself as an athlete, as a human, like it really like came upon me. And I also
mhm,
struggled with because of that, I went into a depression, I went into a depression. I didn't enjoy
mhm,
doing anything that I enjoyed. I stopped
mhm,
working out. I doubted myself. My life was in chaos. There was no structure to my life. Today I
mhm,
might wake up 12 o'clock and decide, okay, this is the start of my day, or I might, there was no structure. There was no like 9 o'clock, go to the gym, 12 o'clock,
mhm.
meditate. Yes, so and
So,
all of that.
you lost a lot of discipline, structure and
Yes,
discipline, because
yes,
structure is discipline.
yes, yes. Structure,
Okay.
discipline, confidence.
Confidence.
I wasn't
Yeah.
motivated to like, because before I would take risks, like I would apply for jobs that I know, like even though I'm not up to power, that I was still okay. I could still get it and learn it. So yeah, it was as a dark
So
place. So
some fears then too.
yes, a lot of fears. Like I remember sometimes I would like even because I remember when I met you, then that's when I went back to do my degree, and I remember sometimes I would like I was so depressed and I would doubt myself. I remember there were days I would go to school, like I would take the bus to my campus and I would step out of the bus and before I even walk into class, the campus, I would turn back around because I would be like, oh my God, you're dumb, like you don't know what you're doing, you don't really study this things, you don't, you're not
Hmm.
studying the work they're giving you, doing your work, so you're just gonna go in and make a fool. And like I was just kind of like doubting myself, thinking everybody's laughing at me. You know, when you get into that whole depression and then And then I was abusing marijuana a lot too. So I was
Mm.
paranoid. So it was like, yeah, it
So
was just like,
so so just quickly, how did now all going through this, how did this translate into your game on the field when you're playing rugby? Because you're dealing with this off the field. So
mhm.
now when you're on the field with these mental pressures, how and these mental obstacles as well, how did they look while you're playing rugby? How was your
While I was,
performance?
I would say I would question myself. Like, when you're making a play, so
Right.
usually, like, because the position I played, I was wing and inside
Mm-hmm.
center or fullback. So fullback, you're seeing everything. You see all the plays. So I was kind
Mm-hmm.
of like a backup, I guess a backup captain. So I would tell them like, hey, no, come this way. So I was doubting myself. So because sometimes I would see gaps where, okay, I can make a break for it. But then I'll be like, yeah, but you remember, Jim, you have a knee injury, you're coming back from a knee injury, you're not as fast. And I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
coming off of my knee injury. We did do a lot of therapy, but I was like kind of slacking with it. So yeah,
Okay.
I was doubting myself in making calls, or like a lot of times because I'm the wing, people always give me the ball and say go. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times I'll be like, no, and I'll be like, oh, I'll be kind of forced spitefully like slowing down because I'm like, why are you giving me the ball? I'm injured. I got
Okay.
lackadaisical. I got very lackadaisical. Doubted myself.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah.
I would like, yeah, and I wouldn't really exalt myself too much because I'm still, yeah, I got selfish because I'm like, I'm not gonna injure myself more for this team. I'm already
Okay.
injured, and they're still putting me in these positions. Like at least put me on for a little.
Okay.
Yes.
No, yeah, it makes sense. So what I understand again is that before the injury, because the injury was the biggest thing, would you also say, just quickly side note, I just want to be clear, would you also say that the injury that you had from the rugby, which was a rugby game, I'm sure,
Yes.
um, did it also contributed to your depression?
Yes, I would say that because rugby basically my life revolved around rugby. It was
Okay,
school, rugby, school, work, rugby.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then because of the injury, now off the field, you were getting into your depression, you're losing confidence, you're becoming unmotivated, and you start to develop some fears. Is that right?
Yes, because rugby was my outlet, right? Like that was like how like people have gym, like I still had gym, but rugby was like I know at the end of the day or every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I'm gonna do rugby. I'm gonna get to de-stress, and I'm gonna hit somebody. Sorry, it sounds aggressive, but
Mm-hmm.
that's
No, but
what.
that's the part of the
Yeah,
game. That's your
yeah,
therapy. That's your
that was my
therapy.
therapy. Yeah, rugby was my
Yeah.
therapy. I could go to rugby practice and my day could be going bad, and then at the end of the day, I'm just like, okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Huh?
So
Yeah.
okay, this is
So
all good because
yeah,
yeah.
and then going from being injured now and then I'm injured, I can't even do the one thing that I look forward to every 3 days, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So it was like, yeah, so that really contributed to my depression because
Yeah.
I was off, I couldn't work out. So then it's like I'm homebound, I can't go out to play rugby. I can't even work
Mm-hmm.
out. So it's just led to me smoking more weed and
Mm-hmm.
yes.
No, makes sense. Makes sense. Um, okay, no, okay. So I'm just trying to process everything you said and get a complete understanding. So before the pitch, okay, so before the injury, before you came to me, before you met me, uh, you're confident, you're dominate rugby, you're one of the fastest, if not the fastest on the pitch, actually on the field.
Yes.
I know that because when I was working with you, you were telling me some stories, some experiences
Yes.
and stuff. So I remember that. And the injury was the main contributor of you now when you got injured while you're playing rugby. This contributed to now your mental obstacles. So because
Yes.
of this, you start to develop fears, you start to lose your confidence, you started to become even selfish when you went back because you didn't want to be injured again. So you're fearful, you're
Yes.
playing when you went back to the game, you're fearful and you're still dealing with mental obstacles because you didn't want to take a risk anymore like how you did.
Mm-hmm.
Then all this is about fear then.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now let's move forward now a little bit, switch gears. So with all that happening, what would you say, how would you say that we, which is the Bryanmind, how we came and help you? How did I come and help you now overcome these mental obstacles and now dominate your game?
I would say how you helped me. You definitely with my self-confidence. Because
Mm-hmm.
every time like we're having sessions and like I would doubt myself, you would be like, hey, if you know you're gonna just not start off with that, that's negative. And it would always like make me
Negative
say like something
self-talk.
positive, yeah, self-talk or something positive about myself. So now I find like I do that. Like when I find like I'm doubting myself, like I find like I go into this dialogue where I'm like, obviously this happened, you have this opportunity for a reason. As you would always tell me, like, I have this opportunity for a reason. And
Mm-hmm.
I just need to, even if I take a deep breath, take a step back, and even if I have to ask for help and put my ego aside and say, hey, I'm new to this, do you mind giving me a little help? So I'm more confident with taking risks, applying to jobs that I don't really have much experience with. You also helped me to be organized, like because as mentioned, I said when I went through my whole depression, my life was in chaos. It was like there was no order. So now, like you, during my time went to your session, you did advise me to get an agenda. So I have been doing that, whether it's on my phone where I'll plan my day and I'll be like, okay, from such
Mm-hmm.
and such hours, wake up, go to the gym. Then this time is for extracurricular, etc. So I find now that I'm more organized because I do follow like a regime as
Mm-hmm.
you did recommend that because
Mm-hmm.
I do have and me having the agenda and planning it has helped me with my time management a lot because that is something I
Mm-hmm.
also struggle with. You know this. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I was late to sessions or and
And what about like now in the game? Because this is off the game, which is amazing because it's both. You can't have one without the other. So what about the mental aspect in the game now?
well now in the game I'm not as selfish. Well, I wouldn't say I was there. So now in the game I'm more like okay, hey, I trust myself that it's been a while since my injury. I've been working out, doing my little rehabilitation. So now I'll be like, okay, I feel like I can do this. Or like now I get like excited, like, yeah, like I feel like my old self, like, yes.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so now I'm more trusting of like the calls I make. I guess when your confidence is up, like you calculate better. So it's like you see things
Mm,
more clearly. It's not
mm.
like, oh, then instead of thinking like 10 seconds to make a decision. I'll just 2, 3 seconds and like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That
Yeah, yeah. So
and
yeah,
then
go ahead.
and
Sorry.
then what else? And then I guess it just motivates me to work out more because remember I said I didn't really want to work out or anything like that. Now I get
Mm-hmm.
excited, like I really get
Mm,
excited. Like if I
mm,
do miss a gym session now, like as I mentioned, I'm in the Caribbean. I'll either go for a walk or I
mm,
go to the beach and swim. So and before I used to make excuses like, oh, this is that, and oh, because such and such came up. So now it's now based on what we went through in your sessions. I don't make excuses. As you always say, right? We prioritize what's important. So I make the time. If
mm.
I can't go to the gym, I'll go to the beach, walk, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, yeah. You have alternative. Those are plays that you could
Yes.
run. So that's good. Okay. So what I heard was now you have a positive self-talk. So when you start to go into that place of doubtfulness, you
Mm-hmm.
start to remind yourself based on what you've learned. This is just temporary. I got this. Is just all my mind playing on me. So this is good. Reassuring yourself that everything is good and you have the knowledge and experience to do whatever it is that you need to do on in the game or off the game, doesn't matter. This is
Yes.
good. Your confidence, and it's good that you highlight that because you're telling me right now that when your confidence is up, 360 around you, all aspects is just much better. It's almost like a boost all around. That's one of
Yes.
the biggest boosts that you need. So, again, what I see is that this was a big thing. Boosting up your confidence helped you overcome a lot of mental obstacles and dominate your game while actually making you live a better life because you're using this boost confidence and you recognize that that's the key that you maintain that boost in confidence.
Yes.
That's good as well too. Okay, cool. Um, is there any questions that you have for me?
Okay. Based on our sessions, right? For what
Mm-hmm.
the for the work you've been putting in, you think I could have like made more progress, or is it like what would you rate my progress like for somebody that and the time we've worked together? Would you say like you expected more out of me, or
Well, I mean, I always expect more from my athletes and my clients. I don't think that there's a limit. I never put nobody in a box to say this is what you could do. I always
mm-hmm.
see beyond. So during your progress from the time that you came to me and our 6 months, even more, a little bit more of sessions and going through the whole program and the strategy, I seen a lot of progress because, as you said, some of the things that you said were actually correct. When you got injured, I did notice that you started to become unmotivated. Your diet was even affected. You didn't
Yeah,
really eat as well. You weren't as disciplined as you were when you were training because you were very, very disciplined before. And then when you got injured, it's almost like, yeah, you went into that place like, I don't really care right now. So
yeah,
you did become a little bit selfish for your team, but also with yourself. But I think it's because you're fearful. That's why this started to
yeah,
develop. And then after the sessions, I would say after about a month, 2 months, 6 weeks in, you started to regain some confidence because you started to practice positive self-talk. So you start to remind yourself that this is all these negative thoughts is just you against you. And if you
yeah,
don't change your thinking to something positive, it's just you destroying yourself. Once you start to realize that, you start to implement more positive self-talk. This translated into your confidence overall. So
mm-hmm.
I seen your confidence grew. You're speaking more positive about yourself. You're more sure of yourself. You became more self-aware, and even at your games, you were dominating. You were like a brick wall. Boom, just go running straight through. Like I just want to eat. So I seen all that. So for sure. The only thing is, and a lot of people, it's not just like it's not. I don't want to single you out or anybody. I don't want to say, do you think I could have been better? As I said, I don't put you in a cap because I'm gonna always say yes because you could always be better than what you are. The
Yeah,
thing with progressing and elevating to that next level, to dominating, it's not just doing this and then that's it. You have to maintain it. It becomes a lifestyle. So I basically give you the tools and the
mm-hmm.
strategies that you take with you to continue building up that person that you want to be. I just help you build the person that you want to be. And
Mm-hmm.
it's your job to achieve that. I have all the tools and strategies, and I'm going to get you there. If you decide to get there, the choice is yours. So for me, I would say yes, I expect you to be higher, but at the end of the day, if you want to be higher, I tell all my athletes the choice is yours because who you want to be and who you are today is simple as making small choices, small decisions, small actions, and even accepting realities to get there. That's the truth. Who you want to be is here. Who you are today is here. They're on the same path, but are you doing the things that you're are you doing the things that you want who you want to be? Are you doing things today that's going to get you to who you want to be? And if the answer is no, then you need to examine what am I doing today that is not creating this person that I want to be tomorrow. And then when you go deeper, who you are tomorrow is who you are today. So therefore, if you do the things now, you already become that person.
Yeah,
Make sense?
yeah.
Yeah. So that's about it. If you have any other questions to close off, then we could close off.
Uh, no, I don't think I have any other questions.
All right. Well, cool. I wanted to say thank you for taking the time out of your day and coming on and sharing your success story, where you were, how you overcame your mental obstacles, and how you're dominating your game now. And I would also recommend that and encourage you to take everything that you learned from the Bryanmind strategy, from going through the program, and
Mm-hmm.
continue moving forward with it. You could feel free. We keep contact with other athletes. You could always message me. As I said, we have relationships still, so you could always message me for tips and pointers. You could set up a once a month call because I have a program where I contact my athletes once a month. It's a consulting coaching program. They have a phone call, check in after they complete the program. So feel
Okay.
free to do all that. Let me know. send you all information that you need, okay?
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, Jemika, continue to dominate your game as you're using the tips and tools and strategies to overcome those mental obstacles because it doesn't just stop there. It's just a life. But now you have the tools and strategies to dominate. And
Okay,
guess
thank you.
what?
Sorry?
No, I said, guess what? The choice is yours, nobody else.
That is
All
true.
right?
We are in charge of our own reality.
Yes. All right. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, thank you, Jaron. Have a good one.
You too. Peace.